Okay, so we're here at Cadwell. It's round 6 of the Ginetta Junior Championship. It's going to be raining all weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Doesn't stop at all. And this is quite a dangerous track for it, but it's going to be good. It's going to be good to see who can keep it in between the lines and yeah, come home with the win.
How is Rez getting on today so far?
It was a bit tricky in qualifying with the traffic and a few cars in the way. A bit of a difference from the front of the grid to the back of the grid pace-wise, which didn't help. But he was also the first car out in qualifying, so he's the first to experience what the conditions are like, which made it a bit tricky. But did a good job, P3 in the team, and showed some good pace in free practice yesterday as well. So I think fundamentally the pace is there. It's just making the most of it in the races and getting stuck in like he does.
So 22nd of July, I think, Cadwell. It's summer, but it's peeing down with rain. So bad that we're going to have a rolling start for the start of the first race. We just had our 20-minute call. We've never done a wet race start with a rolling start, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. And fingers crossed, here we go.
He's there in 7th on the grid, car 90, alongside Reza Steve Wood. 8. Now, well done. Way down the order and probably given the points that Slater.
end of the race. Started really well. Sadly, Freddie didn't make it out onto the opening lap, but Rez pushed through, was up into P2, and due to a time penalty was actually then going to be P1, but unfortunately he also got a time penalty, so could have held off but ended up P4, which is still a good result overall, but just disappointing because it obviously could have been a podium, but we'll see.
It's been a solid weekend for us at R Racing. It's a shame not to win the championship today, but we'll take it to Brands. It's also a shame not to win the race overall with one of our drivers, Reza and Mikey. We're definitely in for a shout for a win there. Mikey got a podium, Reza should have probably won the race. But overall, we've had a fairly good weekend as a team. We've pulled even further in the lead of the team's championship. We're knocking on the door of second to the championship for the drivers. We've pretty much won the drivers as well, so we're looking great as a team, and the drivers have done an amazing job. So have the team, so have the mechanics, everyone involved, and we're ready for Brands now.
It's the end of the weekend here at Cadwell. It's been an up and a down weekend. We've had highs, we've had lows, we've had quick laps, we've had slow laps, and changing conditions as well. It's been absolutely torrential rain, and it's been dry as well. It's really been testing us as drivers throughout the weekend. P7 and P8 in quali. We had P7 on race, P8 on race. P7. And then last race, lined up in 7th. We're on the road to win it. And it's a bit of a mistake on my behalf. I ended up with a 5-second time penalty. So we dropped back to 4th, but still really good points. And I'm really happy with the result. I think, especially how the weekend was going, it's good to finish on a bit of a high. Yeah, just a bit disappointed we couldn't come home with the win.